On the morning of Friday, January 2nd, 2026, a powerful earthquake with an estimated magnitude of 6.5 struck southern and central Mexico, with its epicenter located near the coastal town of San Marcos in the state of Guerrero. The seismic event unfolded along the Pacific margin, an area long known for intense tectonic activity, and immediately raised concerns across a broad region. The shaking began at approximately 7:58 a.m. local time, catching many residents at the start of their day. Vibrations were felt strongly in Guerrero and extended far inland, reaching Mexico City and neighboring states. Within seconds, seismic warning systems activated, sending piercing alarms through urban areas and triggering emergency alerts on millions of smartphones nationwide. As the ground trembled, residents poured into streets and open spaces, evacuating homes, office buildings, hospitals, schools, and shopping centers. Emergency procedures drilled into the public over years were quickly put into action as people sought safety away from structures and potential falling debris. The earthquake's epicenter was located offshore near Guerrero, one of Mexico's most earthquake-prone regions. This area sits above the active boundary where the Cocos Plate is forced beneath the North American Plate, a geological process that frequently generates strong and sometimes destructive earthquakes along the coast. Witnesses near the epicenter described intense shaking that lasted several seconds, enough to shift furniture, rattle windows, and send household items crashing to the floor. In coastal and inland communities alike, residents reported a sudden roar followed by violent motion that left many shaken and disoriented. In Mexico City, more than 200 kilometers from the epicenter, the quake was nonetheless clearly felt. Tall buildings swayed noticeably, emergency sirens echoed across neighborhoods, and organized evacuations unfolded in accordance with established safety protocols practiced during regular drills. Government offices, residential towers, and commercial complexes were temporarily emptied as authorities prioritized public safety. Structural engineers and safety inspectors were dispatched to assess bridges, highways, metro lines, hospitals, and other critical infrastructure for any signs of damage. National and local emergency services were immediately placed on high alert. Civil protection agencies coordinated closely with police, firefighters, and medical teams to manage the response, handle emergency calls, and ensure rapid communication across affected regions.
Debido al fuerte sismo que sucedió hace algunos momentos con una réplica. Así se encuentran ahorita en estos momentos.
Helicopter flyovers and ground patrols were launched to survey densely populated districts and areas closer to the epicenter. These teams focused on identifying damaged structures, blocked roads, and communities that might require urgent assistance. Initial assessments suggested that no large-scale structural collapses had occurred. However, reports of minor damage emerged, including cracked walls, fallen masonry, broken glass, and damaged building facades in multiple locations. Authorities confirmed one fatality in Mexico City, where an elderly man died while evacuating his residence during the quake. Officials clarified that the death occurred during the evacuation process and was not caused by a building collapse, underscoring the risks associated with panic during seismic events.
Ay, mamacita linda, sí. Creo que estamos apretando, mira. Sí. Por el agua se ve.
No mames, amor. No mames. Se está cayendo el puto, mira. Ya me paniqué.
Several individuals were treated for minor injuries related to falls, anxiety, or falling debris. Hospitals and emergency medical services remained on standby as inspections continued and authorities worked to ensure that no additional casualties were overlooked. In the hours following the main shock, seismological agencies recorded multiple aftershocks, some of which were felt in Guerrero and parts of central Mexico. Experts noted that such tremors are a normal part of the seismic adjustment process after a significant earthquake.
Si tenemos en qué irnos. ¿Eh? Mira, entonces...
Mexico City's unique geological setting again drew attention during the event. Built atop the soft sediments of an ancient lakebed, the city is known to amplify seismic waves, allowing distant earthquakes to produce stronger shaking than might otherwise be expected. Meanwhile, in Guerrero, officials closely monitored mountainous and coastal zones for secondary hazards, such as landslides, rockfalls, and damage to rural roads. Emergency teams worked to keep remote communities accessible and communication lines intact, as authorities urged residents to remain calm, stay informed, and follow guidance amid the ongoing seismic risk.